Beloved soul, hear the voice of heaven that calls you into remembrance of who you are and why you have been chosen for such a time as this. For the urgency of the moment is upon you, and every second of today is shifting your foundation and determining the course of your tomorrow. And as you stand at the threshold of heaven's open door, you must understand that this is a sacred, unique moment ordained before the beginning of time, not to be taken lightly nor ignored, for the window of destiny is never open forever. It beckons you to step in with faith, courage, and surrender. Therefore, open your soul fully to the divine flow. Allow your spirit to drink deeply of the waters of peace, and let your heart rest in the assurance that angels have been sent forth to prepare your path, carrying blessings and miracles that are waiting for your yes to manifest in tangible form. For heaven is not distant but near, and the miracle you long for is not delayed but is waiting on your willingness to receive. Though enemies may have risen, and forces may have plotted against you, take courage, because every attack has only revealed the greatness within you, and every attempt of darkness has been countered by divine reversal. The hand of Archangel Michael and heavenly hosts are stretched out over your life to guard you, to fight on your behalf, to break the snares that were laid before you, and to ensure that the purpose for which you were created cannot be aborted. For spiritual warfare is not a battle you fight alone, but a struggle where heavenly protection surrounds you like fire on every side. Therefore, remember that the key to unlocking heaven's gate and silencing every whisper of doubt is faith. For faith is the energy that creates, sustains, and releases divine movement. And as you declare with conviction, "Yes, I believe," you activate the power that breaks down walls, lifts burdens, and ushers in the miraculous. Because faith makes the impossible possible and lifts your eyes above the storm to see the light of God's promise. You are not forgotten, you are not abandoned, but you stand on the brink of a divine reversal, where crowns are placed upon your head and tears of sorrow are exchanged for tears of joy, where what seemed like loss will reveal itself as preparation for greater abundance, and where the very path of pain will birth the destiny you were designed to walk in. For heaven has marked this season as your breakthrough moment, and the nearness of your miracle is evident by the intensity of the opposition you have endured. Yet to enter into this promised reality, you must embrace the role of forgiveness and release. For bitterness binds and resentment chains the soul, but forgiveness breaks shackles and opens the flow of blessings. And when you release those who wronged you and forgive those who wounded you, you are not excusing their actions but freeing yourself to move into the fullness of what heaven has prepared. For holding on to hurt hinders your progress, but letting go allows miracles to flow freely into your life, refreshing your heart like streams of living water. Every trial that has pressed you, every storm that has shaken you, has been forging within you a strength and resilience that is not easily broken. For endurance is the proof of divine favor, and perseverance is the seedbed of miracles. The very fact that you are still standing after all you have faced is testimony that your story is not over and that the author of your destiny has written chapters ahead filled with victory. And though the fire of trials may have scorched your skin, it has refined your spirit into pure gold prepared for greater assignments. This is why aligning with divine timing and recognizing the helpers sent into your life is crucial now. For your sessions of waiting have not been wasted but have been used to position you, and the right people, the right opportunities, and the right doors are about to open in alignment with your season. And you must have the discernment to honor those who accelerate your journey and courage to release those who would hold you back. For destiny requires not just faith but wisdom in recognizing divine appointments. Yet even as doors open, distractions will arise. For the enemy knows he cannot destroy you, so he seeks to delay you, to weary you, to divide your focus and drain your strength. But you must guard your heart, fix your eyes on the promise, And remember that every distraction is a tactic designed to steal your moment. So lift your gaze above the noise, fix your mind on the message from heaven, and keep climbing the ladder of faith that lifts you above earthly limitations. For your identity is not rooted in what the world has said of you, but in what heaven has decreed, and you carry royal authority marked by heaven's seal, destined not for defeat but for victory. For your life is covered in divine favor like a robe of righteousness, and your voice carries power to move mountains and shift atmospheres. Therefore rise in the confidence of your identity and authority in God's plan, because you were never meant to live as ordinary but to reign as one set apart for divine purpose. The promise before you is not small, it is one of abundance and restoration. For what was lost will be restored, what was stolen will be returned with increase, and the seasons of delay are closing with rapid fulfillment, ushering in a harvest where seeds sown in tears will be reaped with joy. For heaven is not stingy but generous, and the table prepared before you is overflowing with blessings you cannot contain. But you must prepare your heart to receive in humility and gratitude, for abundance is not merely for your comfort but for the assignment upon your life. Remember also that you are not walking alone, for unseen support surrounds you, angels and heavenly hosts are commissioned to guard you, and in moments when despair tried to consume you, unseen forces were fighting for your life, ensuring that you would rise again, because divine guardianship is a promise that you are never abandoned, and in your darkest hour the light of God still shines over you. Even generational patterns that once held your family in bondage are being broken, curses are being reversed, and history is being rewritten, for your obedience and faith have marked a turning point not just for you but for your bloodline, and blessings will now flow across generations because of your surrender, and your story will not only testify of your deliverance but also of the transformation of those connected to you. This is confirmed by supernatural signs and divine alignments that are already manifesting in your life. For the synchronicities, the inner stirrings, the prophetic confirmations you have witnessed are heaven's way of saying keep moving forward, keep believing, because you are on the right path, and though it may be narrow it is sure, and the more you walk it, the brighter your steps will shine, leading you into fullness. This is your appointed time to rise, shine, and step into the miracle that has been waiting for you since the foundation of the earth, for heaven has prepared a banquet of blessings, opportunities, and breakthroughs, and all that is required of you now is to stand with boldness and take possession of it, not by striving in your own strength but by aligning your heart to divine will and lifting your eyes to the one who has gone before you, preparing the way. For this is the hour where your light can no longer remain hidden, where your gifts can no longer remain dormant, where your destiny can no longer remain delayed. And as you take this step, know that the hand of God is upon you, opening doors no man can shut, providing resources where there once was lack, and turning every no into the right yes at the perfect time. For faith is the handle that turns the key of provision, and faith is the force that unlocks the chambers of heaven. Your story is not ending but unfolding, and though chapters of pain and confusion may lie behind you, a new chapter filled with glory, joy, and divine purpose is being written, and every word is drenched in promise, every sentence soaked in destiny. For the eternal flame that has been planted in your spirit will now burn brighter, illuminating not just your path but the path of others who will follow your example of courage and surrender. And though the night season seemed long, the dawn is breaking and light is spilling over the horizon, marking a new beginning in which your testimony will inspire multitudes to hope again. Do not underestimate the role of your voice and your declarations in this unfolding, for your words carry weight in the spirit, and when you speak in alignment with heaven, mountains move, storms settle, and chains fall. So declare not defeat but victory, not despair but hope, not weakness but strength, for angels are mobilized on the power of your decrees, and your prayers rise like incense before the throne, pulling answers into manifestation. Therefore let your lips continually echo the truth of God's promises, for silence allows fear to grow but declaration empowers faith to reign. In this season there is a divine invitation to stay open, to remain receptive, and to receive more than you ever thought possible, for heaven's supply is endless, and the more you yield, the more you will be filled, for surrender is not loss but gain, and every time you lay down your fears and expectations, you make room for miracles greater than what you imagined. Walking in faith transforms your being, it reshapes your perspective, it renews your strength, and it aligns your heart with divine flow. So do not grow weary in receiving, for receiving is also an act of worship and gratitude, allowing the fullness of grace to complete its work in you. Ahead of you lies victory and glory so radiant that even those who doubted you, those who opposed you, and those who mocked your journey will stand in awe, for the tables are turning, the narrative is shifting, and what once seemed like your downfall will be remembered as the stage for your greatest breakthrough, because your life itself is destined to be a living testimony of God's faithfulness, a banner of divine glory, a proof that heaven rules and that those who put their trust in the Almighty will never be put to shame. Your rising will not only bless you but will shine as a beacon to others still in their valley, showing them that if God could do it for you, He can also do it for them. Therefore, beloved soul, embrace the urgency of this moment, open wide the door of your spirit, and step boldly into the miracle prepared for you. For this is not a time to shrink back in fear but to press forward in faith, not a time to dwell on the wounds of yesterday but to anticipate the victories of tomorrow. For heaven is on your side, angels march beside you, and Archangel Michael himself declares over you that your destiny is secured, your path is clear, and your story is victorious, from beginning to end. Beloved one, let your heart now rest in the assurance that every step you take from this moment forward is not random but divinely ordered. For heaven has been weaving together the fragments of your story into a tapestry of purpose, and what once seemed broken beyond repair has been strategically aligned to reveal a greater glory, and in this unfolding you will begin to see how nothing was wasted, not the tears, not the delays, not the betrayals, for all were permitted to shape you, refine you, and prepare you for the magnitude of the destiny awaiting you. And now you are entering into a rhythm where divine alignment will carry you faster than human effort ever could. A season where doors will swing open without struggle, where resources will come from unexpected places, and where helpers assigned by heaven will appear at the exact time you need them, reminding you that you were never meant to walk this path alone but to be carried by the strength of God and supported by the company of angels. Do not allow fear of the unknown to paralyze you, for the path ahead may be new but it is not uncertain, for every detail has already been inscribed in the book of destiny, and as you keep your focus on the promise rather than the problems, you will find that obstacles dissolve and distractions lose their power. Because the truth is that nothing in this world can stop what heaven has decreed over you, and though opposition may rise, it cannot prevail. Though storms may rage, they cannot consume, because the covering over your life is impenetrable, established by divine authority and secured by eternal promise. Lift up your eyes to see the reality of who you are in heaven's plan, not merely one who survives but one who reigns, not a wanderer but a royal heir, not defeated but victorious, for your identity is sealed in glory, your authority backed by heaven's host, and your destiny unshakable. And when you stand in this truth, mountains bow, chains break, and gates open, because all creation recognizes the authority of one who walks in alignment with divine will. You are stepping into a promise of restoration so complete that what you gain will far outweigh what you lost, for the harvest ahead is abundant, overflowing with joy, peace, and provision, and it will not only restore what was stolen but multiply it, leaving you in awe of the goodness of God. For years of sowing in faith will culminate in fields ripe for reaping, and the very ground that seemed barren will blossom with fruit beyond measure. And all this will stand as testimony that your waiting was not in vain but was a sacred preparation for fullness. Remember that unseen support surrounds you at every turn. Angels commissioned specifically for your life have been guarding, guiding, and warring on your behalf, and many battles you did not even perceive were fought and won by their intervention. And when you thought you stood alone in the fire, unseen hands held you steady, unseen voices prayed over you, unseen warriors struck down forces that sought your downfall. And all of this so that you could stand now in the place of breakthrough. Clothed not in fear but in boldness, crowned not in shame but in glory. The patterns that haunted your family line, the generational curses that sought to repeat themselves, the cycles of defeat that threatened to silence your legacy are now shattered by the power of your surrender and the authority of heaven's decree, for you have been chosen as the one to rewrite history, to break the chain that bound those before you, and to release blessings that will flow to those who come after you. And your story will not only mark your deliverance but will be remembered as the moment your bloodline shifted into destiny, carrying the mark of transformation for generations unborn. Heaven is confirming this through signs that you cannot deny, moments too precise to be coincidence, encounters too exact to be random. For every alignment is heaven's whisper telling you to keep moving, every confirmation is encouragement to press forward, and every supernatural sign is proof that you are exactly where you need to be. And though doubt may whisper otherwise, faith must be your response. For faith is the currency that keeps you aligned with the flow of divine timing. Rise therefore into your miracle, shine forth into your destiny, step fully into the life prepared for you. For this is not the time to hesitate but to walk boldly into the prepared table, and as you do, your story will unfold like a scroll, revealing layers of promise you had yet to imagine. For the journey is not towards an ending but towards an eternal unfolding of glory, a continuous dance between heaven and earth where each chapter builds upon the last, carrying you from grace to grace and glory to glory. Know that your voice remains a key in this unfolding, for every word you speak in alignment with heaven creates waves in the spirit that alter the natural. So let your declarations be filled with faith, let your prayers be unceasing, and let your words align with the truth of who you are. For silence allows doubt to creep in but declaration strengthens the shield of faith that surrounds you, and in this shield you are unstoppable. This invitation from heaven to receive more is not just for this season but for every day you choose to remain surrendered. For the more you yield, the more you will be filled, the more you let go, the more you will receive. And in this rhythm of surrender and receiving you will find the joy of living not by striving but by flowing, not by forcing but by allowing. And in this posture, miracles will chase you down, blessings will overtake you, and glory will rest upon you. Prepare yourself now, for the victory and glory awaiting you is undeniable, it is visible, it is unstoppable, and even those who doubted you will bear witness to it. For heaven has decreed it, the earth will testify of it, and your life will forever shine as evidence of God's faithfulness, a living banner of divine love and power for all to see. And in this truth you can rest, knowing that nothing and no one can take away what has been eternally written over your destiny. Beloved child of destiny, as this message draws toward its fullness, know that you stand at the threshold of the greatest unveiling your life has yet to experience. For every step that has led you here has been a holy preparation, every struggle has been a classroom, every delay a training ground. And now the page is turning to a chapter where your testimony will speak louder than your trials. Your victories will outweigh your valleys, and your story will inspire countless others to believe. Again, the heavens declare over you that this is the moment to step into your miracle with unwavering faith, for the light of God is upon you, the fire of His Spirit burns within you, and the strength of His angels surrounds you like a fortress that cannot be breached. And though the storms of life have sought to shake you, they have instead revealed the unshakable foundation upon which you stand, a foundation rooted not in human strength but in divine promise. Remember always that your journey was never meant to be ordinary, for within you lies a calling far greater than yourself, a purpose that stretches beyond your own desires, a destiny that carries the imprint of eternity, and as you embrace it fully, your life will radiate light into the darkest corners of this world. Your words will carry healing to the broken, your example will inspire the weary, and your faith will open doors for generations that follow after you. Do not fear the weight of this calling, for it is not yours to carry alone, but heaven itself bears it with you. And as you align your heart daily with divine will, strength will flow, wisdom will be imparted, and clarity will be granted, ensuring that every step you take is sure, every choice you make is guided, and every challenge you face is already overcome by the one who goes before you. Let your heart now overflow with gratitude, for thanksgiving is the key that keeps the flow of miracles alive. And as you thank God for what He has done, you make room for what He is about to do. As you honor the small beginnings, you prepare yourself for the great harvest. And as you live each day with a spirit of gratitude, you attract blessings that no force of darkness can steal. Lift your head high, for shame has no claim on you, defeat has no hold on you, and fear has no power over you, because you are crowned in glory, robed in righteousness, and destined for eternal victory, and your story will not end in sorrow but in songs of triumph, not in regret but in rejoicing, not in emptiness but in abundance. Step boldly, then, into the unfolding of your story, for the author of life himself is writing it with precision, weaving together moments of joy, lessons of pain, seasons of waiting, and breakthroughs of glory into a narrative so beautiful that when you look back, you will understand why the wait was necessary, why the trials were essential, and why the journey unfolded the way it did. Let your voice never be silenced, for it is the weapon of your warfare and the instrument of your victory. Speak life, declare hope, proclaim truth, and watch as the heavens respond, the earth shifts, and miracles manifest. Your words, aligned with faith, are not just sounds but seeds that create realities, and the more you declare them with conviction, the more you will see their fruit in your life. Be ever mindful that this invitation to rise higher, to believe bigger, and to receive more is not limited to one moment but is an eternal call, for each day brings new opportunities to walk in faith, each moment presents a chance to surrender deeper, and every season carries within it fresh miracles waiting to be unlocked. Therefore remain open, remain surrendered, remain expectant, and you will live in a perpetual state of divine overflow. Know this also, the victory that awaits you is not small, it is immeasurable, it is eternal, and it is certain, for heaven has already declared it, and the only thing left is for you to walk into it with courage, and as you do, your life will become a testimony of divine love, a reflection of divine glory, and a living sermon that inspires others to believe that what God has done for you, He can surely do for them. So rise, beloved soul, shine with the brilliance of your destiny, and walk boldly into the future prepared for you, knowing that you are surrounded, supported, and strengthened by the host of heaven, and that nothing can stop the unfolding of the glory written over your life. And now, dear listener and beloved viewer, if these words have stirred your heart, lifted your spirit, and reminded you of the power of faith and destiny, I invite you to stay connected with this journey of divine inspiration. Subscribe to Archangel Inspire on YouTube, where messages like this continue to flow. Messages that uplift, encourage, and guide you into the fullness of your calling. Let each subscription be your declaration that you are choosing to live aligned with heaven, that you are ready to rise into your miracle, and that you will not walk this journey alone. Together we can build a community of light bearers, faith walkers, and destiny fulfillers who inspire one another to keep believing, keep rising, and keep shining. So, take this step, subscribe now, and let every notification be a reminder that heaven is speaking, and you are being equipped to live your best divine story.